This episode is sponsored by Develop with Tim. You guys looking for a speaker to come and talk about finances to your organization, school, business, nonprofit, after school program? We got it. If you guys are looking for some financial literacy books, we got it. And if you guys are just wanting to have a one-on-one or just want to reach out for a couple questions, we got you covered. Click the link that's in the description or visit developwithtim.com and let us go ahead and take care of you. Now let's go ahead and get into the episode.
Aim for the stars, never stop at the sky. Anything that make you better, you should give it a try. If you really want to win, you got to give it a chance. I was lost way before I started taking a stance. Money all over the world, but it's all up to you. And everything that I learned, I'ma tell it to you. You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Win-Win Podcast, where I'm interviewing people that are winning in either business, finance, or self-development. And y'all know I come with a good guest, and I have another guy here. And he told me he's just ready to drop some game and some gems to y'all. This is my guy right here, Joseph. So, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself to the people.
All right, man. Well, my name is Joseph Dingle, but of course, I'm known as JD. I'm originally from Sumter, South Carolina, man, a graduate of Lakewood. I don't really like shouting them out like that, but we're going to shout them out today. But it's okay. A little problems. But yeah, I'm a graduate of Coastal Carolina University with a bachelor's of biology. And I also pursue options investing on the part-time.
Okay. So, man, for starters, I'm from Darlington, so, Darlington High, Lakewood, got some little history. But, we ain't going to go there right now.
I say it's on outside. We got the good history, but,
So, yes, sir. So, man, going to Coastal or actually being from Sumter, going to Coastal and being a bio major, how did you end up getting into investing or into options?
So, I originally started, I'd call it little investing. So, I didn't know exactly what I was doing back in like junior year of high school, but I was involved in this wreck. I had a $2,000 settlement, and, your parents try to do the best they can. So, they're like, hey, you need to put this in the market, try to get into some long-term, stocks that's paying a good percentage back. Didn't know what I was doing, but I ended up leaving it there for a while. And that's kind of what introduced me to the market. I didn't get serious about the market until about March 2020, I say, something like that.
Right.
And then I learned about options investing because I was like, these shares not even paying that much. It did grow over time from 2017 to 2020. It grew a good little 4,000, 5,000. But at the same time, options investing is what's going to have you making that money in a week type stuff. So
right.
I ran into this guy. His name is Isaac Suffering, and he kind of put me on a course to learning the options investing. And then from there, it's just self-diligence, and I just fell in love with it. I realized how easy it is to sit at home and do nothing. Truthfully, for the lazy people, this is for you. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest with you, and just sit at home and make money in your bed. So,
man, oh my bad. You go ahead.
Oh, so I was about to say, I don't think I fully answered your question about how, that actually did. That is what got me into it.
Yeah.
As a science major, most people are like, oh, you like money? Well, yeah, I like money, but same time, you like graphs, like you gotta have them,
So, okay, are you also involved in like a career right now too, or how is that?
No. So being that I just graduated, it's kind of hard. I'm not vaccinated right now. I'm not vaccinated right now. Being in the science field it is hard to find a career, but I'm looking to go pre-med. So
right.
My dream goal is to be a cardiologist, and right now it's in the works of stepping over obstacles and getting there. But I do have to have this surgery soon. It's gonna put me out of commission for like a good 7 months, 8 months. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna stack this cheese in my bed.
For sure. And the only reason why I asked that question is because when you mentioned that you were doing options part-time, I just wanted to kind of see if you were doing something full-time, because a lot of my audience, I want them to understand, just because you are working full-time or just because you have a full-time job doesn't mean you can't invest into your future and make things happen.
And so I would kind of relate that back to while I was finishing up my bachelor's. I've always been smart, but it's always been, sometimes I had to really locked down on school. Like, you know, you get
Right.
your senior year, it's like, you know, you already ready to be done. It's already a struggle to be like, man, do I even want to go to class today? But at the same time, you know, you got to lock. So I think that me pursuing school is a full-time deal, because at first I slept off. And so the last 2 years were just like, oh, I got to grind as hard as I can, because I didn't grind at first. So, you know, I used to trade in class. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be, I would make sure I understand my lesson first, and then I would go in and study the options mentorship, and then the options course and whatnot, and then teaching myself, and it went through there. But definitely, just because you working full time don't mean you can't invest some time. You got some off days you can put in, you know.
Yeah.
All about what you want to do at the end of the day.
Okay. Because, man, well, you hit the nail on the coffin right there when you said school is a full-time job. I don't care what anyone says. School is full-time, whether you're in high school, college, whatever type of school.
Tell me about
That's a whole nother grind. So, real quick, I mean, we was talking about options, but can you give your definition of what options trading is to the people?
Yeah. So, just, you know, and I'm one thing about me is I'm going to tell things how I like to hear it when I'm a beginner and I don't know anything about it. So I try to really connect it as strong as possible. So, an option contract is 100. Okay, it's the permission to own 100 shares for a certain amount of time. So. That's literally what it is. To break it down to, you know, like how if you were to invest at 100 shares, it would be the same as an option contract, except that you have like an expiration, maybe a week, maybe 2 months. It can range to a year, but at the exact same time, that's the reason why you make money so fast, is because, you know, you purchasing one contract that's pretending that it's 100 shares of a company. And that's the basic definition of it.
Okay. All right. I just want them to have a basic understanding. So, man, trading in class. Did you ever get caught?
Yeah, I did actually. And my professor really, oh man. You know what? You bring that up, he struck a nerve. So this is my biochemistry class actually. And people are like, dang, you out here just taking it as a joke. And it wasn't that. It was more of that this professor was so trifling until I had to teach myself after class anyway. Like his lectures were really, they were. He would go up there, dull, monotone, barely explaining things. He was halfway insulting. And I was trading. He came over. He stopped the lecture. This is a recorded lecture. He stopped it. He comes. I'm like the second table before you at the whiteboard. He peeks around. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm not gonna lie. So I did try to hide it though. But you in the middle of, I was literally in the middle of a play, and it was at that rate. I was like, you know what? Well, he already done. And the whole class looked at me, by the way. But I was like, it's already what it is. I was like, I'm looking at a chart. He's like, is this biochemistry? I was like, no. He's like, well, it needs to be off. And I did stop myself because I wanted to be like, what does this have to do with you teaching the class? Like, you know, I'm not here. If I want to be trading in class and I have an A in your class, you shouldn't be worried about it.
True.
But But another professor caught me and he was immediately interested, in fact. And he's probably going to be joining my mentorship in the summertime. He just couldn't do it because, you know, we got finals coming up during the time that mentorship is. But it was kind of fun. You know, everybody was like,
sure. So, hey, JD, put me on real quick. So, man, that's interesting though, because I used to do some wild stuff in class myself. I never got caught, but I can only imagine. You're like, dang.
He was just happy.
So, all right. So, man, getting into it though. I mean, I know you said you took a course, but what would you say was the most challenging part about options for you?
So one thing you can learn about me real quick is I like to think about my answer. So sometime I'll take a little pause so I can give you the authentic.
Right, it's good. It's good.
The most challenging part, I would have to say, it's 2 parts. One, the commitment of it. You have to be committed if you want to learn anything. That's going to be straightforward. Right. A lot of people do not want to face that reality, and a lot of people like fast money or everything fast. I think this whole generation likes everything fast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's going to take commitment, and it was kind of hard to be committed at first because I was like, how am I actually going to like do this by myself? You know, no one wants to lose money.
Right. No.
The second thing was believing in myself. So to tell you a little story, so I was in this Discord. The mentors would be calling plays, and they would be like, "All right," for example, they'd be like, "Disney 145 call, meaning that it's going to go up," and they give you these targets. And I remember everyone in the group would just be like taking it, but I'm like, well, why are you saying this? But it was a big group, so they couldn't have that like one-on-one structure. So it's kind of like you were left at your own pace to figure it out. And so I would go back and I would chart through, see why they were calling this play. And then I wanted to do it on my own, but I was too scared because I was like, like, I'm gonna go jump in this. I'm not trying to put $1,000 and lose it in a day, like, you know what I'm saying? But it really just takes that, one thing I tell my mentees, I'm like, look, the only way you're gonna know this for yourself is to know that you know the information. Like you won't be as afraid if you put in the time and you know exactly what XYZ means.
Right.
You have doubt in your mind if you don't know what you're doing because you're on your own. Like, it's just like that's how you know if you know what you're doing or not, if you could do it by yourself.
Right.
So it really was hard at first to do that because I didn't believe in myself that much. And it took me like 2 months, even after I knew what I was doing, really. Like, it just took 2 months to just step out on the ledge, but you got to take a risk. Like,
right.
And it paid off.
Oh, that's dope.
Right.
It paid off. So, I mean, you mentioned a couple of things, and I got a question for you. So you said, like, our generation, we do, like, things fast. We don't like that delayed gratification. And also, too, you're saying how commitment and having that belief in yourself was the most challenging part at first. So why do you think people are more confident buying lottery tickets and Powerball tickets than investing in, like, the market? Whether that's regular stocks or options.
Coming from my brain, I have no clue because your odds of winning the lottery, you mean 1 in 192 million? Come on now.
Exactly.
I have to say, I think there's a lot of negative stigma about the market because of misinformation and also, like, we also don't know how to. We don't know. People don't really know. It's bad because we know it, but then we don't know how to budget. We don't know how to. With delayed gratification, that could even come with budgeting. Like, hey, should I buy this right now or should I save this money for later and then possibly buy it when I have 2 times the amount? So to answer your question is, like, the misinformation about the market, definitely. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to lose all your money investing. I don't know what I'm doing. You're right. But you got to take the time to learn what you're going to do. But that's
exactly
to do that. But then also, though, I'm not going to say that. I need to correct myself. I think a lot of people have guidance.
Yeah.
And that really to say that's really in the Black communities also, man. Like, you don't see, when have you ever heard about the stock market really while you were growing up? For like almost never for me, other than my grandfather.
No, I honestly have not heard much about stocks at all. Not in my community, not at home. Nothing.
Yeah. And it is a disservice when people don't have guidance for people to introduce them into different things like that. So I can't really blame people of color for doubting it. There's a lot of things we were taught to doubt, credit bad and, just a lot of misinformation. So that's the definite reason why.
I respect that. I just, sometimes the conversation, these questions just come up in my mind. So I gotta ask,
Yeah. And I feel like it's interesting though. You say that, it's crazy that you would take the risk in a lottery ticket. I mean, even, it's also cheaper though. It's $4. It's $2.
I mean, but again, you gotta think about it. Some people, man, they're like addicted to the thrill of those lottery tickets. So for you and me, we might be more financially responsible. We might say, you know what, I'm gonna go buy a $10 ticket, but I'm gonna just buy one. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Because at the end of the day, just like investing, we're only gambling, or not even gambling, because they say it's a gamble when you don't know what you're doing. But we're risking $10 knowing that we could possibly lose it. And just like investing, like in stocks, they said never invest what you're not willing to lose. So I think we'll think about $10 like it's not too much because we're thinking about just one. But think about those people who buy a lottery ticket a week. So that's 52 weeks, $10. That's $520 in a year. Now that could have been 4 shares of Apple.
Right.
5 shares of Apple, and that's something that's going to just grow. But they decide just to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to just buy a lottery ticket every week when my odds are way much slimmer. And the stock market has created the most. Well, not even gonna say the most, but the stock market has created a lot of millionaires. Honestly.
Oh, a lot. You know, people. Just one thing. Even with this turmoil that's going on right now, with this war crisis and stuff like that, it's presenting new opportunities for people to get in. Like
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do is learn about them and take them. And it's kind of weird though, because I don't even think the stock market is that big of a risk, or I mean, like that big of a chance of you losing all your money if you were doing
Right.
your part. Like I could go over this 10, 15 hours, bro. My parents, bro, they the same way because they have, they don't have as much knowledge about the stock market as I do. But they're parents, so they're all the time.
Right.
JD, telling you, JD, you money out, you're gonna lose your money. I'm just like, Mom, got this now. Come on, I'm trying to put
got it.
you game. But
So, I got a question. I got another question. So,
right.
from the first time you started investing in options, to now, have you seen that change of people around you wanting to know more information from you now, or are they still kind of like skeptical?
Oh no, they want to know now. It's kind of crazy. And I actually thought it was kind of comical because at first, people just looking at it. I think some people thought it was scams. That's what was the funny thing about it. I would be trying to tell people, I'm like, hey, yo, bro. And I used to be eager to teach people because I learn better when I teach. So,
me too. I like that.
100%, bro. Even this week in the mentorship, bro, like I was having a rough month last month just because the market's changing now. Everything's so much volatile with the stuff with Russia going on. And I couldn't get the hang of it at first. I started like really getting upset at myself. But after I started teaching this from the jump, going back over the small things, really just, going back over, greasing them over, throw a little paint on it, and, and you start getting better. But a lot of people here, a lot of my friend groups, a lot of people in my friend groups, they definitely are curious now. They're always like, hey, JD, what is this? It might not be, hey, put me on, but they still a little bit curious. It's just a little bit like, what exactly are you doing? How long have you been doing it? How long does it take you to see this, to see profit? How long does it take you to really grow this? But they are way more interested in what I'm doing now.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So, now my next question would be, what is the first step you tell people once they start asking you like, hey, can you put me on, or can you teach me this? What's the first step in that for you, or that you tell them?
So this is a two-part question for me also because it's changed.
For sure.
At first, I took people serious and their actual, if they were interested, I was always taking them serious as if they were committed. Right. Now it's different because I don't like to call it wasting my time, but it is wasting my time if you were giving me the impression that, hey, you ready to learn and I'm eager to teach, but you're not actually committed to do so. And then it's kind of like, well, here I am chasing you for something that's going to benefit you when it should really be the other way around. But so what I usually tell them is I ask them, like, hey, bro, like, are you actually committed to learning this? And it's not going to hurt my feelings if you tell me no. It's just going to save my time. Right. Because if you're not really committed, I can just give you this. I can give you the resources like that I use. I can tell you who I went to or what did I watch. What are some things, but at the exact same time, if you want that true, like you need to learn this, then I'm also there to be like, hey, this is what, walk you through it for real, and hold your hand. Some people don't like that, but I'll hold your hand through it now. You know what I'm saying? But most people, I tell them, first thing you need is get a broker, TD, Robinhood, Webull. And you don't have to put no money in it for right now, but you definitely going to need it, just to do it better.
For sure. So which do you have a favorite platform? I know we're not like out here advertising nobody now, but
they ain't paying.
Do you have a favorite one?
Nah, but I like TD. And now I am gonna go out here and just tell everybody off the rip. A lot of people like Robinhood because it's pretty. It's visual friendly. Has you out here looking at nice green and red colors. Not too much on the screen, but they are the absolute worst platform to use.
Oh.
They gonna sue us, bro. We can stop.
Hey man, one of my I interviewed another guy and he's into trading as well too. He's one of my good friends. Crazy, his first name is actually Joseph as well, so that's funny. But
Man.
basically he was using Robinhood at first for the options, but then he said he got mad because in the midst of like a deal, they wouldn't let him trade out of it. So he decided to just, switch to TD as well. So I've been getting those recommendations from TD. So
Yes, and that happened to me also. See, what I used to do is I would trade on my big account in TD, and then I would go to Robinhood for a small account. And one day, I think I was going to account from 1,000 to 5,000, something small. It was like my first attempt at doing it. And I was in this play. It was going all right. And next thing you know, it shot up. It went crazy. So I went up like $600 in one play, and I was like, bang, sell.
yeah,
Bro. Why I had put like I think honestly around 1,300 in it. I'm gonna be real. I don't know that number off the rip, but it was something around there. And it would not let me sell, bro, for a week straight. It would not let
a
me
week.
sell. A week, a whole week. I saw my money go from up 600 to down the whole thing. And then I just like I went through my rage phase. I was mad. I almost crushed my phone in my hand. I took all my money out of Robinhood.
No.
Bro, like, and then I was like, all right, that's it. Like, I'll trade on Webull. I'll learn a whole nother brokerage platform before I ever use Robinhood again. Because it's happened. It just happened to my boy yesterday. One of my boys just lost $7,000 playing around with Robinhood. He was up
$7?
He was up 4,200, bro, and he lost $7 because Robinhood would not let him sell. And honestly, you'd be mad if they upset that we talking about it. Fix the problem. Like
that's a fact. That's a fact. People out here losing. Oh my!
And they don't pay you back.
Hey, I'm at the. Hey, we're going to talk to your friend and just give him condolences because I would have been hurt. Like,
oh yeah, and he just got it like last week, bro.
Oh my goodness, because that's like honestly, man, that's enough to make some people just want to like up and quit. Like you shouldn't quit because it's not necessarily your fault. You saw the play. And you execute it on your end. It's just a platform.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you got to call him up after this and say, "Hey, are you good?" Because
I tried to talk to him, but see, he got his own. He done for right now. I'm not gonna lie. He said he got to sit back. He said he got to cool off. He said his mental is messed up. So I was like, hey, I understand. Take some time because there ain't nothing you can say about that. Your 7,000 gone no matter what I tell you.
It is. Man, I just had to. Oh no, man, because I'm trying to figure out what I'd do if I was in that position because I haven't played around with no options of that big of numbers. I'm not gonna lie. I've been I'm not gonna say scared, but like you said earlier, I want to know more before I started playing with bigger numbers because again, you're supposed to risk what you're willing to lose. And even though we understand what the game is, we don't really want to lose that much at one time,
Right.
Especially if it wasn't our fault. Like we saw the play and we were trying to get out of it. We definitely don't want to lose nothing like that. But man,
right. But he fell into this mentality. Right now in my mentorship, actually, we're gonna be going over that today. Basically, it's called a How to Keep Your Profits Guide. This is original to me because I have went through making a lot of money and I've went through losing that money because of greed, having a big head. Oh yeah, bro, don't be greedy in the market. Jesus Lord, I can preach on that one. I'm talking about, bro, like I don't know what was wrong with me. I remember one week I was up like $4,000 and I told myself I'm done for the week. $4,000 is a good week.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, shoot, I want 6. I want 8. I'm dead serious. And it's really a mental game. Like, I swear our brains are so interesting. Even though you're not supposed to be doing this, you done told yourself you done. Nah. And I lost the 4,000 the same week. I made it in 3 days, actually. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday traded. Supposed to be done.
Right.
I was bored. And now I was like, all right, well, we got Thursday and Friday left. So, and then, bro, lost the whole 4,000 just being greedy, feeling like
Right. And real quick, I'm going to cut you off, but y'all, I mean, we're making jokes of it right now, but in that time he lost that 4, I doubt he was smiling, but just, again, be mindful of, like you're saying, don't get too greedy because, again, investors told me countless of times that can be like your kryptonite. You can end up 4, and like you said, just lose it because you want more, which is okay to want more, but be smart about it.
100%, 100%, and being satisfied. It is definitely okay to want more, but we have to also be satisfied with what we have. And I'm not gonna say, like I'm definitely gonna say that, but I'm also like, if you can push yourself to a limit, but stick to your goals. That was where I failed at. I had my goal, I had my weekly limit, what I was trying to make. I made it. Take a break, refresh your mental. That was stressful even making it. You over there watching your money.
Right.
Your money's gonna fluctuate while it's in a play. It's gonna, especially if you invest in a decent amount, you're gonna see it shoot up 700, come back down to 300, maybe drop under 200, shoot back up. Like, so it is very stressful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have a lot of things that's gonna let you know you're on the right path and you made the right decision. So how do you deal with that investing stress? So there's a couple things. And we're gonna talk about now. I'm gonna talk about then, but now I've really since it's been it's been a couple months now, so I can really recount on all of the stuff and just throw it into a big bag, like the knowledge and experience. I definitely turn my charts off, first of all, but I don't like to hear about what anyone else is doing. I'll turn my phone on do not disturb at least till 4, because I have people who invest and they tell me stuff like, hey, Disney going up 153. Or, hey, I just cashed in on a $6,000 bag. Or, hey, I made this. It don't even matter what the number is. I don't want to hear it. After I'm done for today and I didn't make my money, I don't want to hear what you made, bro.
I feel that.
It is funny. So that's the first thing. I cut out, I leave it alone. You got to walk away. Mm-hmm. 2, let's say I had a bad day. I don't even get mad at bad days no more. I'm dead serious. I do not get upset at bad days because I know what I know, and I know I'm going to make it back one day if I continue, and that's like even losing 1,000 in a day don't even hurt. It don't, because you can make the 1,000 back tomorrow and more. Like it's really comforting when you understand what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm trying to give you a good example. I don't know one off the top of my head, but at the exact same time, I don't get upset when I fail, because failure teaches you the best lessons ever. People won't understand that, though. Even with risk. What was it? I was reading a story of this guy who was investing, and he turned $150 into $2,000 first, and he went from $2,000 to $53,000, and that's when he was in his hothead stage. Lost, he went from 53,000 back down to 3,000. And that right there is enough for people to throw the towel. I'm talking about burn it. Right. I know I would be definitely mentally destroyed, but he didn't stop. And in 7 months from that $3,000, he turned that to $170,000. And now he's a millionaire. So, he had to learn something, and that's right, how God takes you on these paths, though, bro. It's not no straight uphill road, even if people make it seem like, you're going to have to hit some obstacles. You're going to have to, really, what would be the word? Persevere, be resilient. Yeah. That's why I have it tatted on me right now, bro. This is my favorite word ever. And it's literally meant, yes, resilient, bro. You bounce back. You have to bounce back. You like have, yeah, you like that. I'm serious. You have to bounce back, and that's what life's about.
Dang, that's dope. That's powerful right there, for real, though, because, man, you do got to stay resilient and keep going, because not just like investing, entrepreneurship, life, all of the careers, all of this stuff is the same way. It's going to be up, down, up, down. You're going to have that high up, and then something, it's bound to happen, and that's going to, try to deter you from your vision. But like you said, those downs are supposed to teach you something. You just have to learn it, and you have to make sure you're aware. So,
I think
I like that.
You kind of got to like it too. I'm not gonna lie, this sounds crazy, but this is my perception. You asked me what my opinion is. In my opinion, bro, like, you have to find the good in your failure. Like, I remember when I went on a whole 2-week losing streak, like January. It was a new market, the new year, and I was like, this is sucking bad. like, this is really bad. But then I was like, okay, so what am I doing different? I wasn't putting in the same time. That was the first thing. And I knew it too. And that's what I hate about myself, because I know what I'm doing wrong and still sometimes do it wrong a little bit longer. You sick up and fed up. You got to be both of them.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't putting in the time. I was rushing and I wanted fast money. Those are my three things I took away. I was not putting in the time I used to. I was rushing, trying to just make money in first like 10 minutes, maybe missing profitable setups, just being, eat greedy and wanting to make money fast. And was wanting to fast money. And I had to slow down and correct it though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another thing I got to put on there. You got to correct yourself. Like, you do need help. It's good to have outside people to tell you and look in from the outside and be like, hey, this might be wrong. This might be wrong. But, self-correction is where you're going to learn your best lessons at.
That's facts. That's facts. Because, again, that's also having that awareness, man. So I'm glad you have it, because if you didn't have it, you probably would have still been cycling backwards at the moment.
Yeah, man.
So we just now spoke about, like you say, you like it, you like the downs and some of the failures. But what would you say has been either your biggest loss or your biggest lesson so far in this journey?
My biggest loss has been biggest lesson.
Either one.
So cliche. Gosh, I really hate when my answers sound cliche because I always want to give you something that's original so you'd be like actually pay attention to it. But it's not giving up. I'm not gonna lie. It is not giving up, bro. Like I went on a losing streak and I lost I lost like roughly like $8,000. And it's I am not that person. I'm gonna stop, like I'm not gonna lose my whole account now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have to put the brakes on and figure something out. But at the same time, I was like, dang, I'm not gonna sit here and lose it all. Like, I might just need to stop trading for a long time and just like sit back and do something else for a while forever. And then I was like, that's dumb. It's not dumb. If you need to take a little break, maybe take a break, but don't quit on what you're doing.
Right.
Quitting when I wanted to take a long break felt like a quit to me. Like what if I get uninterested? But I could never be uninterested in this, honestly. But it is really just believing in yourself and like, again, being resilient. You have to bounce back, and bouncing back's not automatic. You have to change something. A lot of people are very comfortable. It's the word. When you are comfortable, when you're comfortable with what you're doing, you really ain't gonna make no changes. I'm gonna let you know straightforward. And I know that for a fact from life experiences, from seeing different people. Like when you comfortable, you chill where you at. You might be saying, oh, I'm trying to go do this, I'm trying to go do that. But in reality, actions, you sitting pretty. And I was uncomfortable as hell. Excuse me. I was uncomfortable. But I was very uncomfortable losing that money. And then I had to make some changes. I had to go back to the old JD that was making $4,000 a week. I had to go back to and putting in those hours, and it does take time. The more time you perfect your craft, the better you are. So, and it's investing in yourself. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, man, like how you gonna invest time into other things, other people's lives on social media, other people's dreams and goals? You gonna follow all these other people and you lacking on the person that's gonna be with you forever. Like, come on now.
Ooh, that's gold right there.
It is, man.
That's gold.
And
so
my fault.
But no, you go ahead. You good? Go ahead. This for you. I'm nosy, man. So I want to know everything you about to say.
I was reading your you posted in that group something about the mental aspect of this, and I feel like options investing has really brought some clear mental aspects to me. When it was more of, like really investing in myself. Like it took a lot to invest in myself at first, even paying money for different courses or paying money for resources on my charts and whatnot. It's all paying me off in the end. Like it's making me better some type of way. A lot of us don't like to invest in ourselves, or we invest in ourselves in, let me be careful. I'm not gonna say it's unimportant ways, but we delayed gratification, you know what I'm saying? Like, but go ahead though. What was your you were about to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say what you're saying is like true. Like investing in yourself is critical because like you said, we're putting time into everyone else's dreams. Like if we have our favorite celebrity and we follow them and we know their every move. How do some people know celebrities better than they know themselves? You know, how can you go and spend excuse me, how can you go and spend all of this money supporting other people, but you never put no money into yourself? Not just into your bank account. I mean, like into the knowledge, into the networking events, or like you said, sometimes just getting resources that make things easier and more efficient for you. That could be a paid app that can track your fitness or something like that. You know, it's just like you said, a lot of people just aren't investing in themselves at all. And investing doesn't always just include money, because like you're saying, they go on YouTube as well too and learn about some of this investing stuff and you know, all kind of stuff. So like again, I can go on and on about this all day, but I just love the fact that you touched on that investing in yourself part.
Oh yeah, man, and it's so crucial. Even if, I mean, I feel like college is a whole investment to yourself. Also, you know, as long as you're doing something, they also scam you. Now, I'm not gonna lie. See, my grandpa always told me something. He's like, unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that you need to get that degree to go somewhere else, bro, don't go to college. And it makes sense. It really do, you know. But yeah, investing.
I'm gonna say on the college aspect, I have two perspectives on it. And I'm gonna tell my two perspectives. My podcast supposed to be about y'all because I'm nosy, but I gotta, you know, give a little insight. But for college, for one, I do feel a lot of ways it is a scam. And the reason why I say that is because it's overpriced, and we don't have as much freedom. Because I mean, I failed a couple classes. I ain't gonna lie, I failed a couple classes, but I'm like, dang, I paid this money. Y'all gonna fail me? You know?
Or like, you gonna kick me out just because I failed? Like, am I not supposed to mess up?
Yeah, right. And I'm paying for it. I'm a paying customer, you know. And I chop up my L or whatever. But cool. But the other side of it too is like you said, unless you're like a doctor or a lawyer, a lot of these careers, they don't necessarily. I don't feel like we necessarily need degrees in them in a sense. Because for example, I'm an entrepreneur. I did graduate with business administration. I had a concentration in both marketing and management. However, I learned a good bit of the book stuff in school, which I am thankful for. But once I got into entrepreneurship full time, it's a whole nother animal, you know. And some of those ways in the book does not, you know, transition well into certain industries. It's like, yeah, you want to do a business plan and you got to know how to market and stuff, and you got to hold yourself accountable with finances. But again, those are the main three components.
Right.
And I feel like we shouldn't have to go through as many years as we do, a whole 4, just to learn about management and marketing. I was a manager in retail, so I got the management aspect hands on. Right. So yeah, but the thing I do like about college, for me, it gave me the opportunity to get away from my hometown. And I say that's the biggest thing. Like somebody asked me, it was like, how do you feel about college? I was like, it was the best and worst decision I made, because I was able to get away from my hometown, which was the best thing for me. And I was able to meet, like, you know, priceless people, make priceless connections. But then the amount of money it had costed, or the amount of money it cost, was just crazy. You know, like I ain't in that much debt for school. Don't get me wrong, but I know other people get it worse. So yeah.
I definitely agree with that part. Also, you know, college definitely enabled me to meet a lot of new people. I met my girlfriend. And we, you know, it just brings a bunch of new experiences if you let it. Also, so
true.
It's an experience in its own, really. You know, I guess it's definitely, people say that all the time. The college experience. I just thought about it. It is, you know. And I think, you know, at first I was like, before I graduated, I was like, you know, I'm not gonna miss this school. I hate Coastal. I went, and Coastal and I had some problems, but at the same time, now I'm looking at it like, wow, like, you know, that was a very fun part of my life, I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it was an experience, you know, and now the cost, that's a scam for real.
Oh, because no sense.
I feel like we're getting a watered down education, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because the generations before us, like the 90s, the ones who was in college in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, I feel like they had way better, they had better methods of learning versus what we have now. It's like, okay, here we go. We're gonna up the price, make it look pretty, but then we're gonna work on the education. Versus before, it was like, oh, this thing is not as pretty as it seemed, but you about to learn and really go out there and be impactful. But hey, we could talk about this all day though. But
Right. And I do agree a little bit also though. But
yeah.
I forgot what I was about to say. You can go ahead though.
Oh, you good? Well, I'm going to talk about the college topic. I just like when we talked about it, I just want to give a little 2 cents. But when you talk about your mentorship though, what all does that comes with?
All right, so I really I took a bunch of experiences that I've had and I combined it into, I call it the Straight to Profits mentorship, because what I offer you is basically a 1-month course that will get you ready to actually make money, know what you're doing all in a month. And a lot of people are going to sell, like, this is what I went through. So this is personal experience here. A lot of big investors sell fake dreams. I'm not going to lie. And it's not that they don't know what they're doing. They do know exactly what they're doing, but the market is such a broad topic to learn about. And so if you don't have any knowledge on the market, they can feed you its and bits of, little things to just keep you paying $70 a month. Just keep you there. You really don't never learn independence. You don't really know exactly what trading methods that the big traders using. And that happened to me. Oh, whoa. I ain't gonna call no names. I'm cool with a couple of these people. So, just in case, now I'm gonna call no names, but I took this one mentorship, or I took this course, and this guy, he was teaching us candlesticks, a bunch of candlesticks, and something with some moving averages. I know that's kind of foreign talk right now, but whenever it came down to him calling a play out, and he was like, hey, why did I call this play? And you know me, I'm a studious person, so I'm like, let me go back to my notes, see what you said. So I go there and I quote back the same thing he taught us. He's like, man, I don't use that. He's like, I told you I don't use candlesticks. I was like, what you mean you told him? You just taught me, you know what I'm saying? So basically, what this entails is, I go through 1 week. You can learn everything to make money in 1 week. I guarantee you. People who sell a false dream, it don't take that long. You can learn it all in 1 week, but you need examples and really you do need self-guided. You do need to also do things on yourself, but at the exact same time, that's why, I mentioned holding your hand. You're going to need help for 3 weeks, I'd say. So right now we're finishing up 1 week, week 1 of just learning the basics about options, the basics about some candlesticks, and my strategy for trading, and how to keep your profits. And that definitely does take a week, because I like to really hit home on it. And then these 3 weeks are nothing but examples. And in my mind, I could sit up here and give you examples all day, which I have been doing the past week. But at the exact same time, now it's your turn. Like, we'll go through 1 week of me doing nothing but straight examples. And then we'll go for the next 2 weeks where it's guided with you. Like, you're going to have to really prove, like, hey, do you know what this is? Or, you really not going to make no money. Like, and that's where I really give myself a pat on the back for, because I actually care, like, I don't want to sit here. You're going to pay me money to learn something and then not know how to do it in, like, the time period that I specified. That's really crazy. But the mentees I have now, though, bro, they are on a roll. I really, like, again, I try to relate it as simple as possible for a beginner to understand. So they are understanding, they're proving their growth. And it's been fun though, bro. It's fun for me to actually teach it. Cause again, I'm doing better as I continue to relay that knowledge. I actually know what I'm doing, and then it's showing in my account. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm talking about. So at what point were you just like, you know what? Let me teach. Let me be the example for the mentors. Because like you said, I've been in some of those courses and some of those programs where, like you're saying, they're over promise and under deliver basically. Right. So at what point were you like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me lead the people the right way.
So after I went on like a 5-month streak where I proved to myself I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing, and also I feel like I know how I would have liked to be taught.
Right.
I know how I would have liked this information to be relayed. I wanted truth. I don't want no bulls. And and then so this happened around January. I decided, I was like, I'm gonna teach a mentorship. And I kind of
Okay.
gave some little pointers out. I didn't post it on Facebook directly because at first I was like, this should be my first time teaching a class, So I actually want to develop myself. So I did actually take a little break trading just to go look at charts all day. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did. I was looking at charts, looking at examples, going back through my trading journal and
Right.
seeing where I messed up. Writing that into a guide, and I wrote myself a guide. And then I was like, all right, we're gonna get this done. If there's only one person in this mentorship, okay, there's one person I'm gonna teach, one person that's gonna learn this, and at least you be committed. But that was kind of the point where I was like, all right, it's my turn to shine. It's my turn to put people on. And I really wanted to also be like a voice in my community. I know if I posted on my Facebook that somebody maybe I grew up with or like people that were around who had no clue what this was would maybe trust me because I do sometimes post my profits. I don't like to do that too much because you got a lot of haters out here. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it was definitely that moment after that 5 months. I was like, all right, we need to get this done.
Shoot, I love that, man, and I'm glad you got that confidence too, because like just having this interview, man, I've been learning a lot, and
Yeah, man.
like I told you before, like this is dope. People need it.
100%, man, 100%. And I mean, like I said, it's exciting for me. It's not like a toll. It's not like I don't like what I'm doing. It's not like I'm not enjoying every second of it. Like I'm over here, like, I have more fun teaching the class. It's kind of weird. It's just I don't know. I don't know what you'd even call it. It's nothing. It's not a struggle. It's not a hassle. It's fun. Yes, sir.
Okay. I feel like you're the teacher, man. So let me see. My next question, or actually, for those people who do want to reach out to you and get involved in the mentorship, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
The best way to contact me for mentorship is definitely going to be through my Instagram or my Facebook account. My Facebook is my name, Joseph Dingle. You definitely see the best picture ever of me holding my I have my graduation cap on. I was happy in that video. You can see a nice bright smile. And my Instagram is down below in my little name tag down there. And what I do is I send you a syllabus, and it pretty much entails everything that's going to go through it. It's an actual syllabus because I wanted this to be legitimate, so I didn't just go and like, hey, I'll teach you the market. You're gonna get everything that's in the syllabus. And on the bottom of that, it's like, are you committed? And if you commit, if you're not committed, that it don't have nothing to do with me. Like I'm gonna push you to do well for yourself, but as long as you committed and you actually are interested in learning, bro, like this is not a hard thing to learn, and it's a valuable skill that you don't possess just for now in this season, but you possess it until you die. So that came off kind of strong, but at the same time,
no, that's facts though. It's facts.
Right. So, even if it ain't helping you right now, shoot, what if you need it later, Like it was like one reason I really took this up is because I wasn't like really feeling the vaccine, even as a science major for my own reasons. I'm not protesting, I'm not political in here, but at the exact same time, I knew with all these new vaccine requirements, I might have not found a job. So I had to find some way to make money.
True.
So that was one of my well, it was not as much as me loving it, but it was definitely a reason for me to keep going.
Right. So, man, when are you ever going? Well, not are you ever? Because I'm gonna talk you into it. But when you gonna put out a book?
You gonna write a book?
Yeah, when you gonna put out a book about trading options?
Man, it's crazy. I did want to write a book, low key. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to write it on, though. I had a very interesting life, and I went through a lot of things. Like, for example, a grill exploded on me in my junior year of high school, and it burnt my face. A grill.
Golly.
Yeah, you can't tell though because I was a part of the stem cell research. Thank the Lord, and it was able to really grow my face all the way back. But
wait a minute, hold on. You said grow your face all the way back?
Oh yeah, man. Let me see. Do I have a picture real quick? Let me see. I might have a picture I can quickly show y'all. But yeah, grill exploded on me. I had 3rd-degree burns on my arm and on my face, and I went through a real low time back then. I'm not gonna lie. It was something I didn't understand, at 16 years old, that my face was gonna grow back, and I went through hell at school. Excuse my language again, and it was difficult to deal with. Hold on, let me find the picture. And I contemplated some bad things, and I was like, you know what, like, nah, we gonna thug this one out. But this is what my face looked like right after surgery. Actually, it was really whole thing was pussy. Well, this is right after surgery. When I was going through my healing phase, dear Lord.
Right.
but
Wow.
but now,
I
yeah,
can't even tell.
I know, right? That's crazy. That's never seen it coming. But I was like, I'm so blessed. Like, some people get burned and they have to deal with those scars. I do have some scars on my arm and whatnot, but I love them. People were telling me, you might need to get a tattoo over there. I'm like, nope. Nah, this is a battle scar right here, buddy. Like, it's a battle scar right there, buddy. I like this, And at first, I dealt with so much self-consciousness about it. Right? I didn't wear short sleeve shirts or nothing. I used to be out there hot football practice with long sleeves on, like, bruh. And then I was like, you know what? This is me.
Yeah.
And what it did, I became so comfortable in my skin. I have no swag. I'm gonna let you know right now. I can't dress for nothing. I don't match, and I never used to. But I used to people be out here looking fly. I'm like, dang, you look good. But now, hey, I got my own style. Really, it's me, and it fits me well. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. So how about this then? We're gonna talk about this book off camera then, because you do definitely have a story, man, and I can see a lot more. Like, not saying you don't have potential now, because you have great potential, and what you're doing, I love it. But man, you can definitely take that to the whole nother level. And we're gonna talk.
You wrote 5 books, sir, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir. Got 5 so far. So we're gonna get you right. We're gonna get you right. No problem. But Joseph, man, so you already gave the people the best way to contact you. So I have all my guests leave the audience with something that they can take and create a win off of, whether that's your favorite quote, some words of encouragement, or just something that you live by. But leave the audience with something powerful that they can either build up off of and get a win, or they can just say, oh, Joseph said this right here. You know what? I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna win.
So the first thing, I'm gonna give you 2 things. For my religious audience, this is real cliche. This is a popular verse. I had a tattoo on my arm also, because I look at I'm sitting around, I might just look. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lead not into your own understanding. And I get chills even saying that back to myself, because there's been times, even if it wasn't that big of a thing, we all have different levels of what we may consider big and whatnot. But there's been times I just had to trust God, like seriously, and just really just know that it's going to be a better day. And that's one thing, when you are down, aside from finance, aside from all this other conversation, when you are feeling low, when you are in a pit, it's not the end until you die. First of all. And I say that really strong because, it's always a better opportunity. There's always something you can do, but at the same time, don't ever give up. And that's why my favorite verse is, trust in the Lord all y'all. And also sometimes you're not going to understand some things. And you really just got to keep it trucking. Now, for my non-religious audience, also, it's still dealing with, never giving up. But at the exact same time, we all have a purpose here. One. Right. I think it's important to really spend some time and understand, and really look into yourself and try to figure out what it is that you think that your purpose is, and really chase that, because we don't have much time. Like, days go by so fast. People waste their lives, worrying. But at the exact same time, and just live life, like, I hate to sound so cliche, bro, but for real, like, this world's crazy out here. Be grateful for the simple things, live life, be calm, content. Like, it really does make life flow very smoothly, even though it's going by fast. Like, life does go by fast, Before you look at, like, we in March in 2022 just started. That's just messing my head up.
Right. Before you look at it,
Yeah, man. So, be content where you are. Be grateful for what you have. Identify your purpose. Remember, nothing's going to ever be the end until the end is actually there. And, keep a positive outlook, bro, and things will be all right.
Listen, man, I love it. So y'all hear that? Make sure y'all don't give up. And you can say you sound like cliche all you want, but to me, man, any type of words of encouragement, man, whether it's repeated often or not, it's still words of encouragement. So somebody out there didn't hear it before. So hey, man,
somebody hear it again.
Right. That's it. So yeah, man, we can't end any better than that. Joseph, thank you again. And my audience, y'all go ahead and tap in with my guy. Y'all see his Instagram. It's the number 5 star 5, the number 5, STAR.JD. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram and hit him up if you guys have any questions. And go ahead and get into that membership, man. Y'all see the energy, you know. He's not gonna leave you guys wrong.
I'm telling you.
So yeah.
Invest in
man.
yourself.
Hey. Yeah, so we're gonna do another interview in a few months and see where you at. And y'all, we're gonna catch you guys in the next episode.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? If you guys are looking for a speaker to come speak to your school, your organization, nonprofit, after-school program, look no further. Visit developwithtim.com, developwithtim.com. Fill out the speaker's intake form, and someone from the team will be in contact with you. Now, you guys have a good day. Back to the episode. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I appreciate everyone for tuning into the episode. If you guys are looking for different ways you can support the podcast, visit us on Patreon. It's NextGen CEO, NXTGEN CEO. The link will be in the description for this episode. But again, anything you guys can do to support the podcast is very much appreciated. With the Patreon, there are a couple different tiers, so each one of them come with their own benefits. But again, go visit us on Patreon, NextGen CEO, NXTGEN CEO. And again, appreciate you guys.
You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.